Hi, Brent Engelman here, CEO of MonoFoil USA. Appreciate you taking the time out. You're going to discover in this short video how to eliminate or reduce the chances of MRSA infections, staph infections in your facility, reduce your labor costs, save a bunch of time, talent, and treasure in your organization. MonoFoil USA is redefining clean. We protect people, we prove it, and I'm going to show you how. What is MonoFoil? It really is a two-step program that is combining quick killing action technology to destroy microbes that are harmful to your organization on any surface. And that technology bonds to the surface and provides sustainable green protection against microbes, unlike anything else in the marketplace. Technically, it's an organofunctional silane nanopolymer. It's a long word that really just means you have sustainable protection in between cleanings. And that's where most people are getting their MRSA staph infections and just general poor hygiene in any facility. We work with a lot of organizations, and I'll show you that in just a few moments. The challenge that you're facing, as most are, is that microbes are everywhere. Nothing you can do about it. It's in the air we breathe, it's on the skin, it's in our bodies, and at healthy levels, it's perfectly fine to have those. It's where people and microbes interface that problems typically occur. And in condensed areas where you have a lot of body fluid, sweating, and people, like locker rooms, is where you can have those problems. And what I'm going to show you next is how to address those and mitigate those problems. So, many of you may know or heard of the story, a tough story of Lawrence Tynes suing the Buccaneers for claims that he contracted MRSA in the facility that ended his career, according to ESPN News. And those challenges are in every organization. And the ideal solution needs to eliminate that MRSA, and a lot of places typically use bleach or quat products after they've had a problem and they're very reactive. And I'm going to encourage you and show you how you being proactive will save your organization money. Some of the challenges that programs face is, like I said, MRSA infections, player safety, morale. It comes down to wins and losses and organizational integrity. Not only that, but the liability, the lawsuits. And so we're here to help you protect the athletes, the profits, the brands, the facilities, and the equipment. We work with several teams and organizations in all divisions, including NCAA, Major League Baseball, the NFL, and the NBA. Current process that you're using, which is typically a bleach or some sort of quat product, simply doesn't work. The chemicals that you're using, they do what's called leaching. They poison the atmosphere, they poison the microbes, and they don't stop the MRSA challenge. For the fact that we've had many organizations that use cleaning protocols using bleaches and quats, and they still have MRSA infections. So those technologies you're currently using are toxic to people, to the earth. They have a harmful chemical odor, and they have zero sustainability. What I mean by that is that bleach or quats are only effective while they're wet. As soon as they dry, there's no more effective killing process. And as soon as our technology dries, that's when it begins to fight off when you're not cleaning. So the big advances in science and technology have genuinely made things better. We've gone from Model Ts to Teslas, electric cars. We've gone from rotary phones to cell phones. This is no different. You're using the best technology in the world to go from a chemical killing process to a physical killing process with sustainability and durability. It's just pure science. So what's been created is the world's only one-step sustainable antimicrobial. 24/7 protection and longer. You put it simply, it's like Scotchgard against harmful germs. You spray and walk away. It's registered with the EPA. It's earth-friendly. It's non-leaching. It gives you immediate sanitation and the sustainable protection. It's hypoallergenic. It's non-sensitizing to skin. And again, it uses a physical mode, which is I'm going to talk a little bit more about. Who uses it now? There's several organizations in the sports world, but we originated in the U.S. military, where we developed the technology to eliminate odor and microbe bioweapons against our soldiers. It worked very, very well. Some of our marquee customers now that are satisfied with the technology are the Auburn Tigers, Pacers, MGM Grand, the Aria Resort, and many others. Indiana University gave us a nice referral. It said this: parents and players can rest assured that the Indiana University is doing all that it can to provide the safe environments for its student athletes. MRSA and staph has decreased tenfold, and the odor in our locker rooms simply are not there. Gentleman Ted Karras, former coach at Marian University, says the time we spent on our fight against Staph and MRSA has decreased by 20 times. They had 25 cases of MRSA when we first started working with them. Over the last 6 seasons, they've had 0. Pretty phenomenal. Auburn Tigers, Dana Marquez, some of you may know him. He says this in an article in American Football Coaches Association. If your program can't do these basic things, hygiene, because they don't have the time or the money, they've got real problems. Programs may think they can't afford to implement MonoFoil. The truth is, you can't afford not to. So one of the things we do is not just do the treatment and protecting of the place, but we actually do the testing so you can see the data. Here's a typical weight room in a facility. You can see the numbers here. Then you get down to the dates. We've been doing this for 7-8 years, proving these results over and over and over again. ATP is a meter testing results. The higher the number, the dirtier the place. You can see right here, see this? Anything over 200 needs immediate sanitation. So every place here, except right there, needed immediate sanitation. So what we do is we put the MonoFoil technology down, 30 seconds later, test. You see the decrease in percentage, and then we come back a month later. And you can see that 30 days, the second test reading, some of these places are actually cleaner than they were 30 seconds after they were cleaned. And I'll explain how that works with our technology. So the 30-second test data is just put here in another chart, so you can see the 88% reduction immediately. And the MonoFoil USA gives instant sanitation, instant clean. But the real key data is 30 days later. Literally 30 days after you apply the technology, you're seeing the readings continue to go down to an overall reduction, continual reduction of 86%. You know, just a 10% reduction in atmosphere would be phenomenal results for your facility. We're seeing 80 and 90%. So you can see the 30-second reduction, you get immediate reduction in contamination, and then you have the long-term sustainable 30-day and even longer. We just put 30 days just to give you a benchmark. The only thing that breaks the technology down on a surface, it's colorless, odorless, tasteless. You can't even tell it's there because it's at a molecular level. The only thing that breaks it down is extreme heat over 550 degrees Fahrenheit and or friction, constant friction. So I'll show you how we adjust to that. So we've created a treatment program for you that I'm very excited to announce. Several organizations are already using it in the NBA and the NFL and in Major League Baseball. It's really what we call the 1-3D program. Number one is to provide you a three-dimensional 3D coverage of your entire facility. We use an electrostatic spraying system that's very simple. We recommend 2 to 4 applications per year. For example, the Indiana Pacers do 6 per season. They do some of their practice facilities, and I think they're even going to do their D-League facility to make sure that they keep all their folks safe. The key to this process is that by using the electrostatic, it literally covers every surface area, and you can re-enter a facility space 30 minutes after the application, so you don't have to shut down the whole building. The second phase of the program is to provide products coupled with that service so you can use them on an ongoing basis. We even have a laundry product where you can add this in the rinse cycle and simply have antimicrobial, antibacterial, odorless uniforms, socks, jocks, shoes, towels, whatever you want. We developed that military-grade nanotechnology for them, but now it's available to the public, and a lot of universities and programs are using it in their laundering systems to reduce infections and odor, which is a big, big problem. So really the program is simple. It's comprehensive. Number one is that 3D coverage where we treat all the spaces that you want treated and protected. And number two is to provide you the products, not only that, but the health and hygiene protocols, signage, education materials. We'll train the staff, and so that you get the products and the service coupled with it. More importantly, you got to have a return on investment. So we do ongoing collaboration with trainers, medical team, players associations, internal validation, showing the data so that you have test data that shows 30-second results, 30-day results, and that before and after treatment test data is customized for long-term case studies to show the improvement in the actual facility. Technology is so specialized that if we spray like normal air filters, it literally turns them into HEPA filters just by spraying a few dollars worth of technology on it. So here are some of the cost reductions. If you've ever seen those weight rooms where you've got the pads splitting or equipment starts to split, it's usually not from wear and tear, it's from the bleach that you've been putting on it, and it rips apart and defaces the actual equipment. So there's a reduction dramatically in equipment replacement. The building maintenance is reduced because of the labor reduction. And you got to factor in legal and environmental impacts. If you have one MRSA outbreak, trust me, there can be some side effects that you don't want to see. So medical treatments, MRSA staff, just a player safety and an overall general health of your population. The next steps of actually implementing a program are super simple. We do a schematic overview of the actual facility, and we can do that virtually or on site. And eventually, we want to do a walkthrough either virtually or on site. We build a customized quote for the client, and we will give you a proposal for comprehensive treatment, which includes product and/or services. Once we execute that agreement, we just simply need to become an approved vendor. We set those treatment dates, and then away we go.